This is Geometry Dash, and in this game you can create some of the most fascinating levels, but you just have to know how to use the Geometry Dash editor. And in today's series and in today's videos, I'm gonna show you guys exactly step for step on how to make a full Geometry Dash level that is gonna be featured and that is gonna give you rewards once you beat it. We're gonna go into everything. You're gonna learn about triggers, about the objects, about how to make the layout, about how to make the gameplay, the design, every single aspect of making the level that you are seeing on the screen. And we're gonna do all of that step for complete beginners. So if you wanna learn how to make a Geometry Dash level, you are perfect here. This is your perfect spot.
So the first thing you wanna do is click on the create, and then in here you'll see a lot of things. If you haven't made any levels, you won't see anything in here. But I've made around 1,000 levels just now. So you click on here and then you'll see that a new level popped up, and the name is probably going to be unnamed 0 or unnamed 1. So the first thing you want to do is give your level a name, and you can change this name at any point in time. However, if you upload the level, you will no longer be able to change it. So make sure you have an idea of what your level is going to be about. So for now, I don't really have a specific theme I want to go for. So I'm just going to leave it as empty. And in the description, I'm going to leave that as empty as well. So the first thing you want to do is click on this create button, and boom, here you have the Geometry Dash editor. It is massive. And the very first thing I want you to do is ignore everything. Just click on this button and then on this gear. And then in here, these numbers should be like that, right? Because the editor looked like this for you, right? And if you want to, this is just a suggestion. I would highly recommend you use these guys as max, so 12 and 3, so that there are a lot of buttons. And if you start like that and actually get used to it like that, it is going to be much more helpful, because you guys can see if you click on these buttons, there are a lot of objects, and already with 12 by 3, we have to scroll a lot of times. So imagine if it was 6 by 2, that is like half the time. You're going to scroll a lot. So it is very recommended that you keep that at the highest. And yeah, you can click here and then resume. And from here on, you guys are going to see that if you hold your left mouse key, or if you're on mobile, you can just like kind of move around with the editor, right? And then there are these, zoom in and out, which you can do using these buttons. However, if you're on PC, you can also hold Control and then scroll with your mouse wheel. So scroll with your mouse wheel while clicking, while having Control held down. I actually just added a keyboard on the screen so you guys can see where I'm clicking. So Control and then scroll wheel up and down. And yeah, now that you have opened the editor, you can move around, and let's actually place our first object. We can do this, select the one that you want, and then build it. Now, usually a Geometry Dash level is built by first making the layout. The layout is basically how the level is, the level's gameplay, basically, which people mostly use these objects for. And you guys can see that these chains exist, and each one of them has different objects. So what you want to choose for the layout, a lot of people choose this one, but you can also choose these lines. And I think I'm going to go for these lines, because then we can also learn about rotations and these movements and everything. So the first thing is, I would say before we start making the layout, you have to make sure that you have a good song that you have chosen. And to change the song of that level, what you have to do is, right now, if you start over here, it's going to play Stereo Madness. You can see you can start and stop. And if you click on this gear button over here, you're going to see a lot of things. So you can create a classic and a platformer. For this video, we're going to do a classic. For this series, we're going to do a classic level. I might do an episode 2 or like a second series where I do a platformer level specifically, because these are very different game types. So what we want to do is, you can see that you can select a normal song, meaning this is one of the main level songs, the rock top levels. And these ones go all the way to Dash, perhaps Explorers soon. But yeah, you can choose one of these guys if you want to, or you can click on Custom and then on here, and then this is going to show you a brand new menu, which, yeah, this allows you to use a lot of different soundtracks. And you can choose from Newgrounds. Newgrounds is a website that I'm going to show you. This is Newgrounds. You can click on this button over here, and then you're going to end up on here. And you can search for a specific song. You can see there are a lot of things in here, or I can click on here and search for Haunted Woods. This one is actually a copyrighted song, but let's say you want to have this one, right? Okay, I'm actually going to choose another song because what you got to make sure before you choose a song, you have to make sure that it perfectly resembles your style. So I'm going to go for a very bright style where I'm going to make my level very glowy and stuff. So I'm going to use a song by Dimrain 47, and you can do that as well. And I'm going to use every end, and if you click on it, we're going to go to the exact menu that I was at, and you can see that you can play in here. You can see, and this one has a very quick drop, so this is very cool. And now you may say, how do I get this song into my level? After you click on the song, you can see the URL over there, newgrounds.com/audio/listen/99477. So you can copy that and then go to Geometry Dash, and then you can enter that ID over here. So now you click on search and you can see every end by Dimrain 47. Now you can do this, and we're not going to listen to anything because let me just make sure that my game audio is loud. So I want to go on to save and play, and then pause, and then go like that, and then make it loud so that we can actually hear the stuff. So custom here, put, and then that. And then now we have a song. Make sure you click on use. And I'm going to teach you a bunch of things about this menu as well. So there's Newgrounds, which has been there since 2014. It is a, you can use songs from that website. However, with the 2.2, the update 2.2, the music library got included, so you can use a song from here if you want to. And it actually has a lot of different ways to find your specific song that you want that fits your level. So if your level is dark, you can just click on dark, and then you can choose one of these songs. Or if you have a specific artist, click on this button and then scroll down. I want to have, I don't know, Kevin MacLeod is also here. In here you can see Kevin MacLeod, and then you can see the dark by Kevin MacLeod. So all of the dark songs made by Kevin MacLeod, you can check it out, listen to it from here. And then if you want it, you can click on use. So I'm going to use this song. You don't have to, but you can choose the song that you want. Or you can go to NCS, open the library, and then use a NCS song. And if you have an NCS song in mind, you can just click on search and Sky High, for example. Where is it? Sky High, boom. Okay, you can do that as well. But for now, I'm going to choose every end. And every song that you download, you're going to see in here. So in the saved, I have 2,000 songs, and you can scroll over here. And if you have used one before that you want to use again, you can just go in here and choose it. So now we want to exit. And then we're just going to simply click on OK. We're going to go very basic here. We're not going to start with any crazy shenanigans. So what we want to do, the first thing is determine where the drop is going to be. The drop is basically where the song drastically changes into a more chaotic version. So we're going to click on this one, and then we're going to zoom out a bit, and then do that, and then just keep listening to the song, and just place an object right where you think this is where the drop is going to be. So if you listen to that, around here is where we're going to switch the game mode. So if you click on this one, you can see that there are these game modes. We have the cube, we have the ship, we have the ball, we have the UFO, we have the wave, the robot, the spider, and also the swing copter. So these are all the current game modes in Geometry Dash. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to simply delete them for now. So you want to place something in here. And you can see that there are a lot of buttons in here. And the first one we want to choose is deselect. Deselect basically just deselects the object that you have currently chosen. And if you want to zoom in over here, you're going to, for example, start with a simple block like that. Now we want to add it in here as well, but we want to rotate it. You can go to edit and then click on this one. So this one kind of mirrors it. Or you can, if it was like that, you can click on that one, and then it kind of rotates it as you wish. And by the way, if you are on a PC, it is very important to use keybinds because it makes it a lot easier. So 1 for build over here, 2 for edit over here, and then 3 for delete over there. These are like very, very useful. So now let's say you go to build, and now we want to have a line over here. Nice. Okay, now you click here, and then you rotate. The rotate keybind to the left is Q. So Q, 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 it rotates. So, or you can use these guys if you are on the phone, but I'm going to be using hotkeys because it makes making levels a lot faster and a lot more convenient. So click on here, Q, Q, click on there, E, E, E is rotating the other side, and then boom, so Q and E. So if you have a spike, this is Q, 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 E, E, E. Nice, now we have a block, and if you click on this playtest, you're actually going to see that the icon is going to start moving. And if you just so happen to move through these blocks, you can go here and then disable ignore damage. So ignore damage basically enables no clip so that you can go through the blocks just as a test. So now if you play, you can see that I'm going to die right here. And I'm going to show you a big cross that you died over here. Nice. So now we have a block, which is pretty cool. So now you may say, I chose to add these lines, but you don't die to them and you can't land on them. Why is that? Well, some Geometry Dash objects have hitboxes and some of them doesn't. So you may add a spike and then die to it, but then add, for example, one of these spikes and not die to them. Why is that? Because these guys don't have hitbox, and in order to see the hitbox, you're gonna go over here and show hitboxes. Or if you are on PC, click F5. F5, you can also see the keybinds over here. So F5, draw debug on and off, which is basically for, drawing the hitboxes. And if we go over here, we want to change the background because the background color by default, blue is not that cool. So you can click on here, click on this plus sign, or you can click on here. This one lets you change the color of the background, but you can't really see the background while you are changing the color. So you click on this plus, and now you can change the background while having a nice look at it. So I'm gonna start with a cool, like a bluish, like kind of dark. And also, you guys can see that there are a few different types of hitboxes, but the only ones that are important for this video are red and also blue. So if we make the background a little black, you can see that these guys have hitboxes which are blue. Blue basically means you can land on them. If I, for example, let's say I add a jump pad over here, I want to delete these guys so we are not chaotic. So now you can see that I'm landing on these guys because they have a blue hitbox. And if I add a saw blade, it's going to have a red hitbox because you die to that. So cool. Now you know a lot about hitboxes and stuff.
And with that, we have learned some of the basics of the Geometry Dash editor. I will see you in the next episode.